Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Board Meeting Recap with Chris Adsit. Today, I am covering the Hartland Lakeside meeting that took place on Monday night, December 15th. Keep in mind, these are my personal opinions of the meeting. It's my recap. I do not represent the voice of the board. It's just my commitment for continuous transparency and to keep you informed. So we started off with some policy updates. Most of them were corrections. There was standard Neola policy updates that we adopted. Not too much there, nothing substantive, and it got passed through in consent agenda. We then went into finance update, and there were small updates there, and then were expanded upon at the business manager report, which I will get to. In part of our consent agenda, we had some donations tonight, and I want to first thank the HLEF. They donated $6,000 to the Care Crusade. That's amazing. We had another donation from the Barina family, and they donated another $500. And then we received the last one, which is $125 from the Special Olympics of Wisconsin. And so, again, really appreciative the HLEF for all the money for the Care Crusade. I'll give you a little more details on that later on. Now, in the district updates, our superintendent talked about some of the different things happening there. First of all, a survey went out to the community. Good news so far, we've had more than double the adoption from last year. So thank you for those of you who have filled it out. If you have not filled it out, please do so and send it in. That's your way to tell us and the administration how we can be better. So that's number one. Number two, the robotics team. Yes, we have robotics. It's very good. They did exceptional at regionals. They took 5th place out of 32 teams, and now they're advancing on to sectionals, and they even won an engineering excellence award. So hats off to you guys. Great job. Keep up the good work. And the same thing to the staff and the administration that support it. Finally, at South Elementary, they are working on a collaborative effort between the different grades. So between 3rd, 4th, and 5th, working together in like little teams to build sleds. So they have to coordinate together and build sleds across different grades. So you have some modeling that's happening. So again, you've just got all this really fun, exciting stuff happening in our district between electives, achievement, and even some other programs. One of the other things that happened this month was the Knights Care Crusade packed necessity bags, so both food and necessity items for community and families. So the Care Crusade was created by our superintendent as another way to outreach and expand on our mission of creating caring individuals along with lifelong learners and critical thinkers. The caring part of it has to have an active piece. So beyond X's and O's, remember we're 6th in the state, 2nd in all of Lake Country. So the X's and O's are good, but we're always looking at ways for outreach. So she created the program to help families in need, and the student council grabbed it and ran with it. And they helped pack bags, organize everything, and help get these care packages, food and supplies, to local family. Over 50 bags. Amazing. So again, thank you to those students and the administration for putting that program together. Then our business administrator gave us the state of the district financially. I have good news for you. We're in good shape. So our operating capital, or our balance sheet, shows about $4.9 million in total funds. That's a really good position. We're over 30% in our, operating checkbook. That's good. And if you didn't know, we're not like a business. We don't get money every month from things we sell. We get a couple deposits per year. That's it. So we have to have strong operating income to be able to work on all year long. So we are in a strong financial position. We're earning over 4% on the money that we have in the bank. So again, we're doing pretty well. Next, capital improvement update. The team did a server update. So our IT team redid our servers over the Thanksgiving break. We had budgeted about $50,000. They did a great job by sending it out to RFP and saved roughly 10%. So we came underneath that and got all new servers without a hitch. So great job, team. Thank you. Keeping us running on the things we don't even know about. And then finally, in the board president report, in my report, I covered 2 different things. One of them was on some bills that are going before the Assembly right now in the Committee for Education. And both of them are around consolidations. Now, this is not anything to do with a vote for us. It's not anything that's happening to our district. This is stuff that's happening at the state level. One bill, Bill 646, Assembly AB 646, was to approve funds for DPI to be able to conduct studies on redistricting, consolidation, and collaboration agreements between districts. So they're going to evaluate it on a state level to see what could be. And again, you can go to the Wisconsin legislature site and look these bills up yourself. So I wanted to make sure our board was aware these are happening. The second one is AB 649. This one has to do with them approving supplemental income, grants, concessions, things to help districts to either fund consolidation studies or financial incentives to consolidate. So it's very interesting. We're going to need to keep an eye on that. We are in a very good position. I want to remind everyone of that financially. We have to do nothing. It's just that the Committee on Education and the Assembly, they are working on some bills that might financially encourage districts to consider more working together and consolidation. So we'll see. Now, the last thing we talked about was a little more interesting. It was on the Arrowhead meeting that took place last week and a conversation that was around open enrollment. So as you know, districts can open enroll and accept students from outside of the community. And oftentimes, it's a good thing because if you have room in the classroom, adding a couple extra bodies is more income for the district without having to pay for another teacher. So a lot of times districts will use those seats to help fund their overall program. Well, but at some point, taking too many students may cause financial pains for a district. So what I presented to the Hartland Lakeside board is that Arrowhead is having conversations now about potentially limiting open enrollment from outside the district in the future. Nothing has come before that board yet for a decision, but that could impact our district. We do have around 70 students that come from outside of the Arrowhead district. Now, not outside of Hartland Lakeside, outside of Arrowhead, which means if Arrowhead makes that decision at some point, that could impact our families at Hartland Lakeside. So again, that discussion was brought up for our board to plan, to prepare, to think about what might have to change if that caused an enrollment drop for us. So that's the meeting in a short recap. If you want the details, the nice thing about Hartland Lakeside is we have a YouTube channel and that video goes up immediately. It's already there. You can look at it tonight. So if you can't come in person, we'd love to see you. You can still watch the meeting entirety right online on YouTube. Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out to me on my school email. I'm happy to address them. You're welcome to comment if you can here, and I will address your concerns as fast as possible. Otherwise, until then, have a Merry Christmas. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. God bless you, your families, our entire community, and please have a safe and wonderful holiday.